I'm starting to try and get into Team USA stuff a little bit. Olympics around the corner. Anthony Edwards had some comments that I love, rubbing people the wrong way.
I love Anthony Edwards.
I love Anthony Edwards. He is the absolute best. Before we get to him and his comments, though.
Yes,
I had a full body boner for
all
2
the
weeks.
buzz was for Team USA Select, not the Olympic team.
It was about Cooper Flagg. If you want to see highlights on why the Blazers should not win a single game this year, go check out Ben Golliver. And I will also shout out Ben Golliver, who we had on a YouTube overtime many moons ago.
Yes.
Actually, not that long ago. It was like 2 months ago. But we had him on YouTube overtime, and we asked him about Cooper Flagg. And he had just done a feature piece on him. He interviewed him. He interviewed his family. He was like, "This dude is he was joking about tanking and how extreme the tank should be. This is the kind of guy that you don't want to win a game for." And I was watching this yesterday. He was knocking down threes. He had a possession where he was guarded by Drew Holiday. Somebody set a screen and Anthony Davis was on him, and he knocked down a three over Anthony Davis. He was hustling with like putback dunks and putback layups. The dude looked like the absolute real deal. And I had a take yesterday. It's funny how quickly things can change. We were talking about Jeremy Grant and the Lakers and should he get traded and how many first-round picks. Right? The Blazers are holding out. They want 2 first-round picks for him. They haven't made the move yet. And I said, that's good. That's the right move, right?
That's smart.
That's smart. You don't want to just give him away. If Jeremy Grant's a good player.
He's worth 2 first-round picks.
Arguably, 2 first-round picks. Don't disagree with that. I think I'm backing down on that take, though. Because Jeremy Grant is not going to put you over the top by, like, you're going to compete. But he might be good for 3 or 4 wins next year. Okay. And what's more important, not winning those games or getting a 2031 first-round pick from the Los Angeles Lakers, because we're haggling over a 2029 and a 2031 first-round pick. Do you get both or do you get one? And I'm now of the thinking after watching Cooper Flagg and reminded again of, dude, if you don't finish with one of the 3 worst records in the NBA, and I know Blazer fan gets pissed. Like, it doesn't guarantee you're going to. I understand it doesn't guarantee anything.
Shut up.
You need the highest percentage chance to get the number 1 pick, okay? The highest percent. And there is an even breakdown between the worst team, the second worst team, and the third worst team. If you do not end with one of the 3 worst records in the NBA next year, your season would have been an absolute failure.
I am literally rethinking my entire Blazers strategy for this season. I you know what? Hearing you say that, Dirt, I am okay with the Blazers getting fleeced on everything. Fleece them, leave them with Justin Minaya starting and Scoot Henderson coming off the bench, but only for 20, 30 minutes. I'm kidding. You need him to develop. But what you do need to do, what I do not want to see this year is, say the Blazers are down by 1 and they have the ball with 5 seconds to go to maybe make a game-winning shot. Don't do it. Airball that S. Send somebody from the crowd in to take a 3. It should not be near the basket. Yeah. There is no way, shape, or form that you should be trying to win a game this season. You're right. And getting to what we're about to talk about with the Cooper Flagg highlights, I wish that we could visualize it somehow for people on the radio, because it is literally amazing what he did. Just the speed, both ends of the floor with the knowledge that he has, and he's already 6'9" and only 17 years old. Oh my God.
He's the real deal.
The Blazers need him yesterday. Everybody's going to want him, but stop it. 0-82, let's go. I'm on board with Dirt in the Tank.
Don't win a game.
Don't win a game.
That should be the whole goal for next year. Like, this was my larger argument for this past season that frustrated me. It's not necessarily the whole thing of, like, you can't win with Dame and it's time to move on. Like, they handled it terribly, and they did him dirty by lying to him for 2 years, and that ruffled my feathers a little bit because he deserves better than that.
Yeah.
It's just the idea that you have had one toe in and one toe out of the water, where you're trying to say this is a restart and this is a tank, and okay, I'm fine with that. I mean, it might take you a while. You got to make sure you hit on your picks, but I understand the argument behind the strategy. It's the fact that you have these guys who are relevant, good players, and you're pushing for wins. You have a head coach who is caring more about winning games during the regular season than he is developing his young guys. And that's where it grind my gear, chat my ass last year. And it pissed me off because you can either have one direction or the other. You're either developing guys and saying we're playing young, we don't care about wins and losses, or you're playing Malcolm Brogdon late in games over Scoot Henderson because you care about winning a random game of the regular season. Whatever, dude. This last year's draft sucked. You ended with Klingon. I'm okay with that. Like, whatever. That's a fine outcome. If that happens again next year, and you're still like Jeremy Grant's still on the team, Anthony Simons is still on the team. You don't move DeAndre Ayton at the trade deadline, and these guys lift you to 4 or 5 more wins. We are 2 years removed from going on a 4-game winning streak at the end of the All-Star break, or the first half of the season, when Blazer fans were cheering and all excited. And I was the Debbie Downer, was like, what are we doing? This is the whole point of this is to tank. And we lost Victor Wembanyama by 1 ping pong ball. 1 ping pong ball. How different does everything in this city feel if you had one more Damian Lillard's still a Blazer.
Yep.
And he is building towards a championship with maybe the best young player we've ever seen in the history of the NBA, and the guy who is now like a minus 400 to win Defensive Player of the Year next year in the NBA. That is the margin for error that you were dealing with. So finishing with a 3rd worst record in the league does not guarantee anything. I fully understand that, but you have to give yourself the best odds. Next season, you are going nowhere. And if you end up winning random games and Blazer fans are cheering and you got these vets that are still on the team, I am going to lose my S next season.
And now, 2 things can be true in the world of sports, but it's going to be basically a choose one here. And I think it's literally developing Scoot Henderson and maybe missing out on a draft pick a little bit more, giving him the potential to be a little bit better, but just a little bit, or tanking and getting a guy.
See, and I think they can both go hand in hand. Scoot and Shaden are not, I don't think, ready to play winning basketball.
No, but I don't want to see them hitting game-winning shots. I don't want those encouraging moments, because then you're missing a 17-year-old that's banging 3-pointers over Anthony Davis, baseline turnarounds over Drew Holiday, and stealing and getting fouled on a layup at the end to complete a 3-point play by Bam Adebayo. He's 17, and he's 6'9", and he's doing this. What are we doing, Portland? Get him here yesterday.
Trade everybody. Schultze's fired up today. I haven't even brought up Bronny yet, man.
Oh, don't get me started.
I haven't even brought up Bronny yet.
I'm not sure we can do a Bronny segment because I'm going to scream you out of the studio, brother.
So go watch the Cooper Flagg highlights if you want to get excited. It's awesome, dude. I am fired up, and
I had a full body boner for 2 weeks.
lose all your game. Please lose all your games next year. Please do it, Blazers. This is your opportunity. This is your golden ticket. Don't screw it up by having random vets on the roster next year. So I think I've already flip-flopped. I've already gone John Kerry on my Jeremy Grant trade take. Don't hold out for 2 first-round picks. Lakers, you can have them. If it means four more losses next year, you can have them, Lakers. I'm all
5
for it.
seconds. We'll take it.